is the Bookshelf Challenge, where I challenge myself to read all of the books on my bookshelf. Just got done reading another book from my bookshelf. This was Stormfront. So in this novel, you have a small town in Michigan that gets hit by this massive blizzard, and it traps everyone in town in their cars, in department stores, in schools, in the police station, and it's all about how people react to the situation as it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. At the same time, you got this storyline where you've got these two escaped convicts. They're out on the run in the town, creating mayhem and murder. All right, so I enjoyed this book. It reminded me of all those disaster films from the 1970s, like The Towering Inferno, The Poseidon Adventure, Earthquake, what have you. You even got like a corrupt politician storyline in the book. I don't know what else I could say about it. Characters were kind of so-so, not that likable. Like, there's the school teachers, and at one point one of them goes outside, and then supposedly, she's got to get, it's so cold that she's got to heat up, so she's in the heater room in her underwear, and, her friend comes in, and they start drinking rum and whatnot, and talking about their lives, and it's like, what about all the little kids? All these kids in these school, now two of them aren't going to supervise these children, then they're going to get drunk in their underwear and whatnot. Which, yeah. And then you have the police officer characters, pretty abusive. Well, I mean, they beat up a guy who's, a wife beater, so fuck that guy. And then the other guy who gets beat up by a different police officer was the corrupt politician, so he can get some information about these buildings that have shoddy construction, and, they're going to collapse because of the weight of the snow. So, I mean, yeah. But there is a scene where the same policeman is like grilling this reporter. She shows up because the police chief, he's a drunk, and you have this situation where you need leadership, and he's boozed out in his office, and he's trying to get the camera thing for her, and you wonder, is he going to beat the crap out of her? He's going to arrest her on some trumped up charge. Yeah, like you couldn't just make her an offer and say, hey, we'll just get the police chief to resign. You don't need to go all out and expose, how terrible the police chief he is. Anyway, yeah, he just makes the reporter out to be the bad person, even though, yeah, that guy's drunk on duty when there's this massive blizzard and escaped criminals. Why are you hassling her because she wants to expose that? Like she's a bad person for saying, hey, we got a problem here. Anyway, I didn't like that aspect. Also, the stuff with the criminals, it's some like really graphic essay stuff that goes on with them. Like, why do you need that for this book? I understand they're straight criminals, but you just make them killers and robbers. You don't need to make them rapists. But aside from that, like I said, I like the concept of this disaster book where you see how people react to the situation. And that's it for Stormfront. Let's get another book from the bookshelf. 43, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43. Ooh, this will be interesting.